Hi everybody, so tonight I'm going to do my persuasive speech over why you should move to Washington, D.C. So I've spent the last 2 months living in D.C., and I'll be here until around Christmas time. And I had kind of gone into it thinking that it would be a kind of a drab, boring place with, I know, like government officials in suits and not a whole lot to do. And I found the exact opposite to be true. I love it here. I've fallen in love with the city. I would love to stay here my whole life and not come back, but I plan on, after graduation, trying to come back, and I'm trying to convince you of the same thing. So I'm going to explain why I think new graduates should move to DC after graduation due to the many occupational opportunities here, the wealth of things to do, free and otherwise, and the ease with which you can get around the city with public transportation and other forms of transportation. Um, so when considering moving somewhere and starting your legal or your occupational career there, you want to know what kind of job opportunities are there. So let me just start by saying tons of jobs in DC. Numerous jobs. People think that you can only really get a job here if you're a government official or if you're wanting to do something in government or Capitol Hill or one of the numerous federal agencies here. Not true at all. There are estimates that say there are tens of thousands of nonprofits here in DC. National nonprofits and some nonprofits that just focus on DC area, but not just nonprofits like think tanks. The Brookings Institute is here. The Cato Institute is here. Any variation of like ideological skews are here. There are tourism jobs. There are jobs in private healthcare. There really any sort of job that your degree pushes towards. It could be found here in DC. I mean, it's the center of everything. So there are tons of jobs that are available to you here. You just have to be able to look for them and find them. So I would encourage you to look into it for that reason. But that's not all you want to do. If you want to find somewhere you want to live for the rest of your life, you don't want to just only think about your job every day. You don't want to just work 9 to 5 and then go home and sit. You want to have things to do. So that's where the things to do in DC come in. There are numerous things to do in DC. I mean, and it's not just things that are expensive. I mean, free things. Like people, the one complaint about DC is the price of living, especially compared to Oklahoma. How it's expensive, living here, shopping here, food here, and everything. Well, I like to think that's offset in part by the free things to do. There are so many, the Smithsonian museums, the art museums, the galleries. I have spent every single Saturday from 8 a.m. in the day until like 7 o'clock that evening, just doing things at places or at free places I can go, like exhibits and whatnot. Tons of museums, tons of galleries. There are professional sports. They have an NBA team, the Wizards. They have the Washington Nationals, MLB team, and then they have the Washington Capitals, which is a hockey team. I just went to a Nationals game a couple weeks ago, and so there are tons of things you can do. It's not just sitting around and going to work all day. You can also go out, and they have great nightlife, restaurants, bars, fantastic places to eat, like world-class places to eat. So you can also find great enjoyment in your evenings as well as your day at the jobs that you would love. Then there's the hard part. You think, okay, well, a city, it sounds good. You get a good job, you have a lot of things to do, but how am I getting around? I mean, the traffic's horrible. The traffic is horrible. I don't know how people drive here without crashing every single day. It's terrifying, and that's where public transportation comes in. So in DC, they have the Metro, that involves both the bus system and the subway system. And so the subway system is everyone I talk to that is from like New York or Boston or something, they all say that this one is so much more reliable and clean and safe than any of the area ones. Very, very reliable. I've never had a late bus or late train. But even outside of that, there are also like Ubers. The Uber system is here, and it's thriving. So the prices of Ubers, the more Uber cars there are, the cheaper it is. So very cheap Ubers here. They have something called Capital Bike Share as well, where you can get a bike for about $2 for 30 minutes of use, or $4 for 2 hours of use. So you can just ride your bike around all day and go to all these free things in the evenings. So very easy to get around, very walkable city, very bikeable city. public transportation is fantastic. So it's not like it's going to be hard to get from work to home or anything, even if you don't have a car. Half the people I know here don't have a car. So for those reasons, I think you should consider, after graduation, moving to DC. Mainly for the wealth of job opportunities here and the incredibly long, extensive list of things to do, as well as the ease with which to get around. And it's also the culture. Like, there's just culture around here as well. So to come here and meet people from all over the world, and be able to enjoy and thrive here, I think is an incredible opportunity. And I would encourage everyone to pursue it, or at least look into it if at all possible, because I definitely am. So thank you very much.